Thank you for tuning into Bond Court. I want to continue posting Bond Court every night on YouTube, but the viewership and engagement on my channel has fallen off a cliff. I would greatly appreciate your help by hitting the like button and leaving a comment on my videos. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Defendants who require a Spanish interpreter here at IAs. Okay, the first one is case number 2022 CF 10489AO, Miguel Galagarza Villalobos.
There is contact, Your Honor.
Okay, sir, could you tell me your name for the record, please?
Miguel Galagarza Villalobos.
Miguel Galagarza Villalobos.
Okay, sir, you were arrested and charged with trafficking in fentanyl of 28 grams or more. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause. I will set a bond in the amount of $500,000.
Your Honor.
Yes.
I don't know if the facts were specific enough or there were lacking facts to establish probable cause. Affidavit simply said 50 grams were sold to the confidential source. I don't know. There needed to be, I think there needs to be a little bit more to set the probable cause on this particular offense.
State.
Usually, Your Honor, there would be more information, but I guess on second glance, it does say that it was sold and it's over 50 grams and it is fentanyl.
Okay, I'm going to reset this to tomorrow for the state to get further information. In the meantime, I will appoint the public defender. I'm not going to set any bond at this point. I'm going to leave them set no bond then. Recall it tomorrow. The next case is 2022 CF 10506AO, Yadira Garcia. She cannot hear.
I can hear now.
Okay. All right, ma'am, could you tell me your name?
Yadira Garcia.
Yadira Garcia.
Ma'am, you were arrested and charged with possession of tetrahydrocannabinols. And I've reviewed this. I do find that there is probable cause. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you and set bond in the amount of $500. That is all. The next case is 2022 CF 10467AO, Ubaldo Hernandez.
There is contact, Your Honor.
Okay, sir, could you state your name for the record, please?
Ubaldo Hernandez Marcelo.
Sir, you were arrested and charged with driving while license revoked as a habitual offender. I have reviewed this. I do find that there is probable cause. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And I will set a bond in the amount of $1,000 with a special condition that you do not drive without a valid driver's license. If you are out there driving while you're out on this bond and you get caught, you're going to be sitting no bond. Do you understand?
Sí.
Okay.
Yes.
right, thank you, that's all. All right, that's it for the Spanish, so thank you very much. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Your Honor. You as well.
Do we get the Creole?
Interpreter? Hello, the interpreter is here.
Okay, great. Ma'am, were you sworn? Was the interpreter sworn?
No.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to translate from Creole to English, English to Creole, testimonies given?
I'm so sorry, I couldn't hear you. I hear you far away.
Do you swear to translate from English to Creole, Creole to English, testimonies given?
Yes.
I do.
Okay. Now, sir, could you tell me your name? Okay, Mr. Agrand, do you require a Creole interpreter? Or do you know English?
Est-ce qu'on a besoin d'interprète créole haïtien ou en anglais? I need an interpreter.
All right. Okay, sir, you were arrested and charged with burglary of a dwelling as well as criminal mischief. If you could interpret, ma'am.
Just 1 second, please, Your Honor. For the purpose of accuracy, you said burglary. I didn't get the second word.
Burglary of a dwelling and criminal mischief.
Yes, Your Honor. Alors, yo accusé ou de voler. Ensuite, yo accusé ou des faits criminels.
Okay. Sir, I have reviewed this. There is probable cause, and I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Alors, moi réviser ça et puis gen cause probable. Alors, moi pral appointer défenseur public là pour lui capable représenter.
Right. I will set bond on the burglary of a dwelling in the amount of $2,000.
Moi pral déposer une caution de $2,000 sous volet douelle là.
And on the criminal mischief, $500.
Et sous malheur criminel là $500.
Okay. In order that you not return to where this occurred.
Et moi pour aller bon l'autre pour pas retourner côté ça t'est arrivé.
Okay, that is all, sir.
C'est tout, monsieur.
S'il vous plaît. Est-ce que moi gagne un
Qui ça?
parler? Est-ce que m'ka parler?
Can I speak, please?
Can I speak, please?
May I speak, please?
You may want to talk to your attorney, sir.
Moi, crois que peut-être faut parler avec avocat.
Okay. That's all, ma'am. Do you need the case number?
No, Your Honor. Thank you so much. The information is already in the system.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for using our services. Have a great day.
You too. That's the Albanian. All right, good morning. Are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Okay, and you're the Albanian interpreter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, were you previously sworn?
Yes, I was.
All right. Okay, so, sir, could you tell me your name?
Boris Kurti.
All right. And ma'am, I'm going to need you to interpret this part. Sir, you were arrested and charged with burglary with an assault or battery, as well as a charge of battery.
Zotëri, ju jeni arrestuar me dyshimin dhe jeni akuzuar për hyrje me forcë dhe përdorje të dhunës.
Your Honor,
Yes.
may I be heard as the PC?
Yes.
Your Honor, I believe there's conflicting testimony as to whether the alleged victim was in or outside of the car. I'll allow for interpretation.
Ndëruar gjykatëse, ka dyshime apo nuk është e qartë nëse personi ishte brenda apo jashtë makinës.
If the court is inclined to find probable cause, I would have you set a bond, Your Honor.
Dhe nëse trupi gjykues kërkon të gjej një arsye të fortë, unë do ju kërkoja që të vendosni lirim me kusht.
Okay. State your position.
Your Honor, I
Do
believe
deklaroni pozicionin tuaj? I'm sorry.
Your Honor, I believe there is enough probable cause for the offense as charged.
Ndëruar gjykatës, unë mendoj se ka një shkak të fortë për këtë akuzë.
However, based on the defendant's lack of criminal history, I have no objection to the court using its discretion to set a bond.
Por, duke qenë se historiku i më përparshëm i personit të akuzuar nuk ka asnjë akuzë apo nuk ka asnjë thyrje të mëparshme të ligjit, unë do të bija dakord me palën tjetër për të vendosur një kusht dhe të mbarhet pak, pra të përdoret pak dyshim dhe të vendoset kusht.
Okay. Sir, I will find that there is probable cause for both charges. However, on the burglary or an assault with an assault or battery, which normally you would be held no bond, I will set a bond in the amount of $10,000.
Zotëri, unë do të mbaj akuzën për vjedhje me dhunë apo thyrje për vjedhje. Megjithatë, për sa i përket akuzës për ushtrim të dhunës, unë apo sulm, unë do të vendosja kushtin dhe do ta vendosja 10.000.
And on the charge of battery, I'll set a bond at $1,000.
Ndërsa për akuzën për dhunë apo rrahje, një kusht prej $1.000.
Conditions are that you possess no weapons, that you have no contact with the named victim, and that you not return to the scene.
Kushti për këtë është që ju nuk keni asnjë armë, nuk keni kontakt me personin e vendosur, e përmendur këtu dhe të mos ktheheni në skenë, në vendngjarje.
Okay. And I'll appoint the public defender.
Dhe do të emëroj edhe mbrojtësin publik.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Faleminderit.
Okay. That was for you, ma'am. Thank you for your services. Have a good weekend.
Oh, you're welcome, Your Honor. Thank you very much. Thank you for using the service. You as well have a very good weekend.
Okay.
All right. This is the interpreter. I can disconnect now?
Yes, please.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a good day again.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Sir, could you tell me your name?
Tyler and Farmer.
Hey, Mr. Farmer, you were arrested and charged with trespass on property after warning. Apparently, the people at the link station have asked you to leave, and you did not leave, according to them. I've reviewed this. I do find probable cause. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And, sir, I will set bond in the amount of $500. Special conditions of that bond are that you not return to the link station. Do you understand?
I don't have any money.
Okay, well, I've appointed the public defender to represent you, sir, and they can take you before the judge to appeal for a lesser bond.
How long do I have to stay here for?
It depends.
What do you mean?
Till your next court date, sir, and I don't know when that is. Okay. That is all. Was there a plea offer on that case?
There was, Your Honor, but I believe he's been found incompetent in other cases, so I wouldn't have him take a plea at this time.
All right, good morning, sir. Could you tell me your name? Okay, Mr. Brown, you were arrested and charged with possession of cocaine, trespass in an occupied structure, as well as possession of cannabis under 20 grams. I've reviewed this. I do find probable cause, and I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Sir, I'm going to set a bond on the possession of cocaine at $1,000, on trespass in an occupied structure at $500, and possession of cannabis at $500. Special conditions of the bond are that you have no contact with any, that you not return to where the trespass occurred, you have no contact with the witness there, and that you possess no weapons. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you, sir. Who's her client? That's Hughes? Okay. All right. She on this? Miss Sweet, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can. All right, we're here on James Cleveland Hughes, 2022 CF 10470AO. And we have Miss Sweet on the line here. Sir, you were arrested for fleeing and eluding a police officer, as well as driving under the influence. I've reviewed this. I find probable cause. You've hired an attorney, Miss Sweet?
Yes.
Okay. This is showing that you qualify for pretrial release, which is a non-monetary bond, which means you don't have to put any money up. Condition of that is that you do not drive without a valid driver's license. Do you understand, sir? Okay. Anything else, State?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything, Miss Sweet?
No, that's what I was going to say. Did he qualify for pretrial release? He did it.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Your Honor.
Mhm.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Honor, Cosier Zula, behavior.
Okay. On his resisting without violence charge, I reviewed it. I find probable cause. I'll set bond in the amount of $500. I'll appoint the public defender to represent him. On the case he's out on bond for, which is an assault and a disorderly conduct, I will revoke his current bonds and set new bonds in the amount of $500 on each count.
We'll waive the appearance today as well, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Tracy Charles. Okay. All right. Sir, could you tell me your name for the record, please?
Tracy Charles.
Okay, Mr. Charles, you were arrested and charged with trespass of a structure or a conveyance. I've reviewed this. I do find probable cause. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
There's no need, Your Honor. As to the state's offer
Okay.
of adjudication, time served, and no return, I spoke to Mr. Charles as a friend of the court, so there's no need to appoint us. He's signing the plea form now. May I approach?
Yes.
We went over the plea form, and
All right.
I believe he wishes to plead no contest.
All right, Mr. Charles, have you seen a plea form before, and do you understand the rights you're waiving by entering into a plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you entering the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcohol?
No.
Were you on a criminal probation at the time of this offense?
No.
And do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, entry of a plea to a crime could subject you to deportation? Need to answer out loud. I need to hear you.
Yes, I'm a citizen.
Okay. Sir, then to the charge of trespass of a structure or a conveyance, how do you wish to plea?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea, find you're entering it freely and voluntarily. I will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to the time that you've already served here in the Orange County Jail, release you as to this charge, order that you not return to where this occurred, and that you pay court costs. Does he have stable residence?
Just a moment, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to reduce that to a civil judgment. Okay. Sir, you're currently out on bond, but I am not going to do anything to that bond, okay? I could revoke it and change it, and I'm not going to do that. Do you understand?
Okay, thank you.
All right, good luck to you, sir. Stay out of trouble.
I apologize.
Your Honor, this is Miss Hudson Reynolds.
Okay, is this going to be a plea?
Yes, Your Honor, and as to our out on bond case, Ms. Reynolds has assured us that she'll stay in contact with our office as well as show up for any future court dates, so we would have you take no action at this time.
I apologize, ma'am. I didn't notice that it was filed. I really do genuinely apologize. I lost my connection to my email address. That would have then showed me that it was filed, correct? I apologize.
It's okay. All right, ma'am, have you read through this plea form, and do you understand the rights you're waiving by entering into a plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you entering a plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcohol?
No, ma'am.
And were you on any criminal probation at the time of this offense?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and ma'am, to the charge here today, trespass, refusing to leave, how do you wish to plea?
No contest.
I'll accept the plea, find you're entering the plea freely and voluntarily, and I will adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the time that you've served in the Orange County Jail on this charge, release you as to this charge, order that you not return there, and I will order court costs and reduce them to a civil judgment. As to the case 2022 CF 5145AO that you're out on bond for, I'm going to take no action there.
Thank you.
So, but stay in contact so you make your court dates on that.
So stay in contact till I make my court date for that one?
Yes.
You know, would you have a prior, like any type of inkling on when it would be?
I have no idea, but your attorney will know, okay?
Arraignment is set for October 13th.
October 13th, you said, around?
Yes.
Okay, so can you write that for me, please? October 13th is my court date. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The methamphetamine possession?
That is methamphetamine possession,
Okay,
yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Stay out of trouble, man. Good luck to you.
Possession of methamphetamine. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Is that the guy
Thank you so much.
We reset.
So that's my court date.
that I reset for?
Thank you. Y'all be
Okay.
blessed.
Okay. All right,
I don't think you'll need them.
all right.
Judge, I was retained last night. I visited him in the jail. I filed a notice about 6 o'clock this morning. And we were checking with the jail, and they had him on the 1 o'clock list.
Right.
So I came early to talk to him, and I was told he was already called.
And that's fine. And if you need him back, we can get him for you. So,
Well, I understand that there's no PC. I mean, the arrest affidavit that I got, there's no PC on it. My concern is, they can certainly have 24 hours to try to get more PC, but, this is they're holding them on a no bond just because the officer recommended it. And then the officer's report doesn't allege anything that would qualify for a no bond. So there's, it's no PC as to the trafficking amount. They say that there was an ongoing investigation for about a month with a confidential informant. Over the course of time, he sold 50 grams. Is that 3 transactions, or is it one that passes the threshold? But despite that, even if it was, a trafficking over 28 grams, he would still be entitled to a bond. And so
Okay.
they can get more PC to see if they got trafficking, but they shouldn't be able to keep them. They picked them up at 9:15 yesterday morning, and this is an ongoing investigation for over a month. So what are they waiting on to give you the information that they've had?
okay, well, I've given him 24 hours. If you'd like me to set a bond, I'll set a bond at $500,000 as opposed to the no bond. And you might have better luck tomorrow. So, okay?
Okay.
So what do you want to do? No bond or $500,000 bond?
Well, I'd at least like to take the bond schedule, if they can show this charge would start at $500,000. So at least I'd take that.
And I'll give you that, and it can be readdressed tomorrow.
Yes,
Okay?
ma'am. Thank you for your courtesy, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your
no
Honor, the
problem.
only other thing I would ask then is that the defendant surrender his passport.
Okay, $500,000 and surrender his passport.
I don't know if he has a passport, so I don't know that. I can find out if he has one.
Okay. It's getting addressed again tomorrow, though.
Okay.
Okay? All right.
Judge, are they normally gonna do them, 9 and 1 at the same time, or? Tomorrow's a weekend, so it'll be all at the same.
It'll be the E-duty judge. They'll probably get started around 11. It just goes, they power through depending on how big it is. And
So they ought to just say that, right? They ought to just say we're doing IAs because we look in the morning at 7 to see what list they're on,
I
and-
understand.
And then we try to show up. I was here earlier this week. It was already closed. So.
I'm not mad at you. You're not late to me. You're very, very early.
Right.
And if you want him back here, we can readdress it. We're addressing now.
No, we're good. I've been able to address it. I'm just trying to think going forward for IAs is.
I would think tomorrow, if you showed up around 11:30, that's about when they would get to it. And usually if there's a private attorney, they'll pull your client out of line.
Thank you for your courtesy.
Your Honor, with that passport, are they surrendering that before release or?
Yes. So you need to find out if he has a passport.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, I guess we'll have to file something, an affidavit or something that he doesn't, but thank you.
Okay. Sorry. I too have limited information. All right. Good morning, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Good morning. It's Jay Reyes.
Okay, Mr. Reyes, you were arrested and charged with resisting an officer without violence as well as possession of cannabis. And I've reviewed this. I do find probable cause on both of these, and I will appoint the public defender to represent you. And I will set bond on each charge at $500. And so you're currently out on bond on a case you're in diversion for right now, carrying a concealed firearm. I'm going to take no action on that case, sir. All right. Good morning, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Good morning, Joshua Washington.
And Mr. Washington, you were arrested and charged with loitering and prowling. I've reviewed this. I do find probable cause. I will appoint the public defender. Or is he pleading?
It's not a plea, Your Honor.
It's not a plea.
We would request ROR on this charge. Reading the affidavit, I don't believe the officer asked Mr. Washington any questions to dispel his alarm as one of the elements of the loitering and prowling charge. So I would have you set ROR or at least a low bond amount. As to his out on bond case, I believe the docket shows that his bond was discharged on February 17th. So I would have you take no action on that as well.
Okay. On the loitering and prowling charge, I'll set bond in the amount of $250. I'm going to take no action on the out on bond case. Okay, and I've appointed the public defender, sir.
Your Honor, I would ask for a no return.
And no return, sir. Did you hear me? And no return to where this occurred.
Yes, no problem.
Okay, thank you. All right, good morning, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Good afternoon. Jeffrey E. Bertolini.
Okay, Mr. Bertolini, I see you have Kendall Ali on another case. Is he going to be coming this afternoon? Or do you know?
Who?
Are you represented by Kendall Ali on your other case?
Yes.
Okay, do you know if are you planning to hire him on this case?
No.
Okay,
No,
all right.
Your Honor, I did speak with Mr. Bertolini as a friend of the court, only about the current case, not his out on bond case, just for the record.
All right, is he going to be entering a plea?
Oh, yes. I believe he wishes to resolve the case. No contest. I did go over the plea form with him. He did review one on his own as well, and he's signing the plea form now. I believe he wishes to resolve no contest. No need to be appointed either, Your Honor.
All right. Okay, sir, have you read through a plea form and do you understand the rights you're waiving by entering into this plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you entering the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcohol?
No, ma'am.
Were you on a criminal probation at the time of this offense?
No, ma'am.
And do you understand if you're not a United States citizen, entry of a plea to a crime could subject you to deportation? Okay, then to the charge of driving with no valid driver's license, how do you wish to plea?
Guilty.
I'll accept your plea, find you're entering the plea freely and voluntarily, and I will adjudicate you guilty. Give you credit for the time that you've already served here in the Orange County Jail, order court costs, and I will give you 1 year to pay those court costs, sir. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of this court. If you cannot afford an attorney for that purpose, one will be provided by the court. So you're currently out on bond on 2022 MM 2195AO. And on that case, I will revoke your current $500 bonds on each of those and set them at $1,000 each. Okay, so I'm giving you a new bond.
I have to rebond.
You have to rebond, sir.
Okay, because I just bonded on this.
Well,
Maybe no good, obviously, but.
well, if you get out and you still don't have a driver's license and you start driving again, I don't have a whole lot of sympathy. And sir, the case you just pled to was coming to my division and you would be looking at far more jail time than you just got. Do you understand?
I very, very thankful for that.
Okay,
I'm a journeyman electrician in the union, and I just want to get back to work, and
I understand.
appreciate that.
A condition of your bond on the case you're out on bond for right now is do not drive without a valid driver's license. If you violate that condition, sir, you can just sit here and nobody's going to feel sorry for you. Do you understand? Thank you.
Your Honor, Mr. Blanchard, Ms. Blanchard, bonded.
Blanchard. That is. How about Enrique Bolano Campos?
He bonded also.
Say, I hope so, because he required a Spanish interpreter. All right. Is this Jeremiah Kalo? All right, sir, could you tell me your name?
Jeremiah Callow.
Okay, Mr. Callow, you failed to appear on September 2nd, and the judge issued a warrant. This is for a driving while license suspended. They set your bond at $500. I'm going to stay the bond at $500, sir.
Your Honor, I believe he has a good, I mean, I understand you're staying the bond as well, but I think there's a good faith issue here with the UTC had an incorrect date. And then there was correspondence mailed. I don't believe he ever received it personally. So just letting the court know.
Okay.
That's why we're probably not going to entertain a plea at this time. That's all.
All right. Sir, I'm going to reduce the bond to $250, okay?
Your Honor, is this coming to your courtroom?
I don't know. Probably not, because I usually set a $250 bond when people fail to appear.
Well, Your Honor, as it is a failure to appear, it has to be going to your courtroom, or the judge who set that bond would have to agree to changing it.
All right, then I'll stay it at $500. Okay.
Thank you for your patience. Thank you. Judge, I did speak with him, and he does not have a passport. I asked him to hold him if you want to take testimony under penalty of perjury, or if you want me to convey that he doesn't have a passport. He just doesn't have one. He's born in Puerto Rico. He does have a driver's license and a social security number.
State?
Your Honor, I have no issue with taking the word of counsel that defendant does not have a passport.
Okay, then I'm not going to require a passport surrender, but.
Thank you for your kindness. You're very, I appreciate that. All right, Judge, I'll stop bugging you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you guys. You're all very kind. Yes, sir.
All right, sir, could you tell me your name? Okay, Mr. Campoverde. Just trying to see. I have 4 cases listed here. Is he here on all of them or just the one?
The 21 CT 8212 case.
8212. Okay. Just wanted to be clear. Sir, you're here on 2021 CT 8212 AO, which they're alleging is a failure to appear, and you're already represented by the Public Defender's Office in that case. Did you all see a failure to appear in this case?
I had notes that said endorsed bond never went to BRC. So I thought maybe he had bonded.
Yeah.
But I guess he's still here.
I'm showing he has a court date for October 7th. And that on 8/19, which is the last time he was in court, Defense motion to continue was granted. And he was set for October 7th at 1:30. So I don't see a failure to appear on this. I mean, am I crazy, or are we all looking at the same thing? And you're not in trouble if you say I'm crazy, that's okay.
Okay, Your Honor, he was arrested on this FTA on April the 5th of 2022. He bonded before he went to initial appearance. Yesterday, the bondsman came off this bond.
Okay, so it's not a failure to appear, his bondsman's come off his bond.
Yes.
Okay.
Was the KPS ever quashed when he returned?
KPS executed on April 7th. And he got the public defender at that time. Let's see. Anyway, the next court date that he had was August 19th, where what do I need to do here? I mean, they came off his bond.
You can set a new bond or stay the bond.
No ROR on that.
Well, I may not be doing him a favor if he can't bond out on his other cases. So his bondsman came off his bond on 2021 CT 8212AO. There is no active capias right now.
No.
And I'm going to set a new bond in the amount of $250 on this case. You need to find a new bondsman. All right. Sir, could you tell me your name for the record? Okay, Mr. Cordero, you are here on a failure to appear on 2 cases, and the judge in that case set your bond on 2021 CT 5408 at 500 and 5409 at 100. I will stay those bonds. All right. Ma'am, could you tell me your name?
Martin Samantha.
Okay. Ms. Martin, you're here on a failure to appear on 2022 CT 215AE. The judge set your bond on that at $2,000. I will stay the $2,000 amount.
Your Honor, there was an offer to resolve this case, an adjudication of guilt, credit time served. I just wanted to confirm with Madam Clerk that in case 2021 MM 1784, that Ms. Martin's probation status had been terminated. I couldn't find a confirmation of that on my end. Ms. Martin informed me that she had her probation revoked and terminated, but I wanted to confirm with the court.
Was she on probation in Orange or Osceola County?
Osceola County, Your Honor.
Okay. I don't have access to that system.
Me either.
So,
Does pretrial services have access to that status? 1784. 2021 MM 1784.
I don't have access to that right now.
Your Honor, I have a note that indicates that defendant went to arraignment for a violation of probation on September 1st. The offer, and I believe it was an admission, revoke and terminate the probation 30 days in Orange County Jail with credit for 22 days. So by now, she may be done with it. Yeah.
well, her probation's revoked and terminated,
Yes.
so they're not going to violate her for anything else now.
Nope.
And
And as to the current charge, Your Honor, the no valid, I spoke with her as a friend of the court, went over the plea form. I believe she wishes to resolve no contest.
Ma'am, have you read through a plea form before, and do you understand the rights you're waiving by entering into a plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you entering the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you wish to plead to the charge of no valid driver's license?
No contest.
I'll accept the plea, find you're entering it freely and voluntarily. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the time that you've already served in the Orange County Jail.
2 days.
Okay, and order court costs, I'll give you 1 year to pay those. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of this court. If you cannot afford an attorney for that purpose, one will be provided by the court. Good luck to you, ma'am. Please don't drive without a valid driver's license.
Ma'am.
Under Eddie Rhodes bonded.
Okay.
Noel Trejo Acosta also bonded.
Okay. Is this Cristian Acosta Hernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, could you tell me your name for the record, please?
Christiana Acosta Hernandez.
Okay, ma'am, you were arrested and charged with possession of methamphetamine as well as possession of drug paraphernalia. I've reviewed this. I do find probable cause. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I'm setting bond on the possession of methamphetamine at $1,000 and the possession of drug paraphernalia at $100. And that is all. All right, sir, could you tell me your name?
Gary Adams, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Adams, you're here on a charge of sex offender violation, transient resident. I reviewed this. I find probable cause. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And sir, I will set bond in the amount of $1,000 on this with the special condition that you register within 72 hours of your release.
Give us a call.
Okay, sir, could you tell me your name?
Jesse Curtis Carnley.
Okay, Mr. Carnley. Is he here in both cases or just one?
No, Your Honor, just the 10472.
10472, okay. Sir, you are here on the charge of you were arrested in charge of grand theft, third degree of a motor vehicle, as well as a charge of petty theft. I've reviewed this. I do find probable cause. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And on the grand theft of a motor vehicle, I'll set bond in the amount of $2,500 and the petty theft at $500. You are currently out on bond on 2022 CF 9508 AO, grand theft, third degree. I will revoke your current $2,500 bond and set that bond at $5,000.
Your Honor, I don't show that he's out on bond.
You don't show he's out on bond?
No, Your Honor.
He's still currently in jail on that case.
Oh, you're not out on bond, so, well, then never mind. I'll take no action on 2022 CF 9508 AO. Okay, and the conditions are that you have no contact with any named victim, that you not return, and that you do not drive without a valid driver's license.
Your Honor, I'm sorry to waste your time, but may I ask who was the victim?
The owner of the car. Juan Carlos de Leon Torres. It's a moped. Okay. All right. Sir, could you tell me your name for the record? Okay, Mr. Crawford, you were arrested and charged with possession of cocaine.
I need this too.
And I reviewed this. I find probable cause. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and I will set your bond at $1,000. That is all. All right, good seeing you.
Your Honor, Quentin Cunningham, mental health?
You did what?
Mental health, Quentin Cunningham?
Okay.
Cunningham?
All right, well,
I will waive, Your Honor.
okay, he's here on a failure to appear. Judge Barber set him at no bond. I'll stay the no bond status.
Leonardo Deza, bonded?
Okay. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Could you tell me your name?
John Fire Thunder.
Okay, sir, you were arrested and charged with petty theft with 2 prior convictions. I've reviewed this. I find probable cause. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I'm setting bond in the amount of $1,000 and ordering that you not return to where this occurred as a condition of your bond. All right, sir, could you tell me your name?
Merrick Harrison.
Okay, Mr. Harrison, you were arrested and charged with attempted second-degree murder with a firearm, as well as carjacking with a firearm and fleeing and eluding a law enforcement officer, high-speed pursuit, not regarding safety. I've reviewed this. I do find probable cause. And on counts 1 and 2, I will leave you at no bond. And on the fleeing and eluding, I will set bond at $5,000. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Special conditions of any bond are that you possess no weapons, and have no contact with any victim.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, sir, could you tell me your name?
Michael Romeo Hicks.
Okay. Sir, you were arrested and charged with sex offender violation, transient resident. I've reviewed this. I do find, well, probable cause was previously found. I will stay the $1,000 bond. Sir, you're currently out on bond.
Yes, ma'am. I'm still going to court.
Excuse me?
Still going to court. I've never absconded in my life.
Sir, I will appoint the public defender. I'm going to take no action on the other case, sir.
Thank you.
But if
I'll be at every.
you're going to keep getting these charges if you don't comply. Excuse me? Register as required on the warrant, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Your Honor.
Did you see that too?
Wow. I don't know. All right, sir, could you tell me your name?
My name is Eddie King.
Okay, Mr. King, you were arrested and charges have been filed of 2 counts of vehicular homicide, 1 count of fleeing and attempting to elude a law enforcement officer, and 2 counts of driving while license suspended with death or serious injury. And I will stay the bonds that were set by the person who reviewed the warrant and leave on vehicular homicide counts, $25,000 each, fleeing and eluding $5,000 each, and driving while license suspended, $10,000 each. Special condition that you do not drive without a valid driver's license and that you have no contact with any named victim in this case.
Your Honor, I apologize because you said you were going to leave them as is and then you gave different amounts. So with regard to the fleeing and attempting to elude, that's 5,000?
How did I get this wrong? I got it wrong. I apologize. I want to stay at the vehicular, I don't know where I got that other amount. The vehicular homicides, 10,000 each, fleeing and eluding 5,000, driving while license suspended is 5,000 each. I'll stay
Okay.
those. But the special condition is that you do not drive without a valid driver's license.
Yeah.
And
I think defense was just confirming that, so there is no $25,000.
correct.
Okay.
You're
Okay,
back,
so it's
you're
5,000.
back to these. I don't know
Okay.
where I saw those numbers.
Oh, and then there's 10,000.
So, okay. It's been a long week. Could have been worse, but, all right.
Derek Quince, mental health.
And I will waive, Your Honor.
All right, I find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. I'll set bond in the amount of $5,000. Special condition, you have no contact, possess no weapons. Okay. Okay. Lonnie Leonard. All right, sir, could you tell me your name for the record, please?
My name is Lonnie Leonard Jr. Now,
Okay, sir, you were arrested and charged with attempted first-degree murder with a firearm, possession of a firearm or ammunition by a convicted felon, shooting or throwing into an occupied vehicle, culpable negligence, reckless display of a firearm, unlawful discharge of a firearm. I've reviewed this. I do find probable cause. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you on the attempted first-degree murder. With a firearm, I will set bond at 0. Well, I'll give you no bond, let's put it that way. On the possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, set bond at 4,000. Shooting into an occupied vehicle, 2,500. Culpable negligence, 500. Reckless display of a firearm, 500. Unlawful discharge of a firearm, 500. Also that you possess no weapons and you have no contact with any named victim in the case.
Austin. She's not gonna get. Call the number and speak with the attorney.
All right, good afternoon, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Stefan Maxim.
And Mr. Maxim, you were arrested and charged with possession of cocaine and possession of cannabis. I reviewed this. I find probable cause. I will appoint the public defender. On the possession of cocaine, I'll set bond at 1,000. On the possession of cannabis, I'll set bond at 100. Sir, you're currently out on bond for possession of oxycodone. I'm going to take no action on that bond. Okay. Okay. It's Vincent Sharp.
And Vincent Sharp also bonded.
Okay. Christopher Swapshire.
Yes, ma'am.
Are we here on 2 cases or 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Which one?
Both.
Both, okay. All right, sir, you were, let's see, you were arrested and charged with sex offender violation, failure to report. There are 2 counts on that one, and then a separate case of sex offender violation, failing to report your driver's license. Let's see. I reviewed this. I find probable cause. Actually, another judge found probable cause. And on 2021 CF 2670, I'll set bond in the amount of $2,500 on count 1 and $1,000 on count 2. And then on 2020 CF 9193, I'll set bond at $1,000. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Jesus, take the.
All right, sir, could you tell me your name?
Adriel Vasquez.
Okay, Mr. Vasquez, you were arrested and charged with trafficking in methamphetamine. Between 10 and 100 grams. The allegation is 11.3 grams. And then count of possession of cannabis under 20 grams, possession of drug paraphernalia. I reviewed this. I do find probable cause on the trafficking charge. Sir, I'm going to set bond in the amount of $50,000. Possession of cannabis, $500. Possession of drug paraphernalia, $100. I will appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. And special condition of your bond, or you are to possess no unprescribed medications.
I'm sorry, you're on count 2. What was the bond amount?
500.
Jerome Wilkerson refused.
Okay.
Your Honor, before we move on, my client can't afford the $50,000 bond. I don't see much of a history other than the one possession of a firearm by a minor. Would you consider reducing the bond amount in this case, given that those facts?
No. You tried. Okay, Jerome Wilkerson?
You refuse, Your Honor.
Okay.
I will waive, Your Honor.
I find probable cause, appoint the public defender, set bond at 1,500. No contact with the victim, no return. Are there other things?
There was one more condition.
Whatever else is listed. Okay, so no contact directly with the victim, co-defendant, or witness, no hostile or violent contact with the victim, maintain separate residence, do not return to the scene of the offense, do not possess or consume any alcohol, illegal drugs, or controlled substances without a valid prescription, do not possess any weapons or firearm, do not drive without a valid driver's license. Okay.
Who was that on?
The guy who refused, Wilkinson?
Oh,
Jerome Wilkerson.
okay.
Somebody else had already checked all that, so.
On the warrant.
The warrant.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Ma'am, could you tell me your name? Okay, Ms. Worrell, you were arrested and charged with fleeing and eluding a law enforcement officer with lights and sirens activated, as well as a charge of petty theft. I've reviewed this. I do find probable cause. You qualify for PTR, which is a release not requiring you to post any money. Special conditions of your release are that you not return to the, where's the petty theft?
Wawa. No, Wawa.
The Wawa. Hold on.
Do you need the address, Your Honor?
I'm getting it. This was the last one I read after the other 40, so. Okay, do not return to the Wawa at 13501 West Colonial Drive. That's all. Okay. I've appointed the public defender. Did I do that already? Okay. All right, are we ready for the Spanish person? Okay. Sure.
You can call down, but when I was down, there were no victims.
Is this Martinez Alvarado? Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Rafael Barrera, State Certified Court Interpreter. I have been previously sworn.
Good morning. We have one Spanish inmate here doing IAs. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Will you allow me just one moment to connect and confirm, please?
Sure.
Your Honor, the interpreter can confirm this defendant is able to hear through the headsets.
Great. Good morning, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Mi nombre es Cristian Martínez Alvarado.
My name is Cristian Martinez Alvarado.
Okay, Mr. Martinez Alvarado, you were arrested and charged with aggravated battery with a weapon, domestic violence. I have reviewed this, and I do find probable cause, and will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
Your Honor.
Yes.
As to PC on this particular charge, I don't know if piece of stucco could be deemed a weapon, I would have you find PC for simple battery.
Okay. It can be. So I do still find probable cause. I will appoint the public defender's office. Sir, I'm going to set a bond in the amount of $5,000 for you. Special conditions of that bond are that you are to have no contact with the named victim in the case, that you are not to return to where this occurred, maintain separate residence, and possess no weapons. Anything else, State?
Your Honor, DCF was contacted.
And to comply with any DCF plan. Does he have an ice hold?
He does.
Does not?
Mhm.
Yes or no?
He does not.
He does not have an ice hold. Okay, all right. All right, that is all.
And Your Honor, the interpreter could respectfully request a case number for this last defendant.
Yes, 2022 CF 10504AO.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a good morning.
You as well, Your Honor. Thank you.
Bye. Okay. The next two are brothers. They're both behavior. Fantastic. Okay. Let's reset them to tomorrow.
Your Honor, we would waive their appearances if that.
Okay, and we won't reset them to tomorrow. Okay, on Brian Mahasi, Harry Persad, I've reviewed this. I do find probable cause on all three counts. And I will set a bond on the aggravated assault in the amount of $3,500, criminal mischief, $500, battery, domestic violence, $500, special conditions of the bond. Well, I will appoint the public defender's office. Special conditions of the bond is that he is to have no contact with the named victim, that they maintain separate residence, that he possess no weapons. And Jason Harry Persad, I've reviewed this. I do find probable cause. I will appoint the public defender's office and set bond on the aggravated battery in the amount of $3,500, the battery $500, that he have no contact with the named victim, they maintain separate residences, and possess no weapons.
For the record, Your Honor, we waive for both cases.
Okay, thank you. Robert Ross. Could you tell me your name?
Robert Ross.
Okay, Mr. Ross, you were arrested and charged with aggravated battery, domestic violence, as well as false imprisonment and tampering with a witness to hinder communication to a police officer. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause on each of the counts, and I will appoint the public defender to represent you. And I will set bond on the aggravated battery in the amount of $5,000, the false imprisonment, $3,000, the tampering with a witness to hinder communication to a law enforcement officer at $1,000. You're currently out on bond on 2022 CF 5209AO. I'm revoking that bond and setting you at no bond on that matter. Okay. Special conditions of the previous bond are that you have no contact with the victim, that you possess no weapons, that you not return to the scene and maintain separate residences. Good morning, ma'am. Could you tell me your name?
Case.
Okay, Ms. Case.
Your Honor, may I have a moment to
Sure.
confer?
No, it is not. Explain that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Could you state your name for the record, ma'am?
Cindy Case.
Okay, Ms. Case, you were arrested and charged with battery, domestic violence. I've reviewed this. I find probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter, and I will set bond in the amount of $500. Special conditions of the bond are that you are to have no contact with the named victim, that you maintain separate residences, and that you possess no weapons.
Your Honor,
Yes.
may we also request a one-time return with law enforcement to pick up any belongings?
Yes, one-time return with law enforcement for you to collect your belongings.
And Your Honor, I was informed earlier that pretrial release did interview her, but they were waiting on fingerprints. Could she have the option of a $500 bond or pretrial release if she qualifies?
$500 bond or pretrial release in the event she qualifies.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Down here. There's a note here. Is this Elijah Dixon?
Yes.
Okay, there's a note here saying IA Judge HRSO per FAMRECD. Does anybody know what that means?
It's the sex offender. I think you just have to make note that he is one, isn't that right?
That he's what?
Yeah, just to, if you want to advise him of his reporting requirements when he's released.
Okay. All right. And is he on probation?
Yes.
All right, sir, could you tell me your name?
Roger Dixon.
Okay, Mr. Dixon, you were arrested and charged with battery, domestic violence. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause, and I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Sir, on this matter, I'm going to set bond at $1,000. Special conditions of the bond are that you have no contact with the named victim, that you not return to the scene, that you maintain a separate residence, that you possess no weapons.
Sorry to cut you off. Right now, I just moved back with my mom from Tallahassee, so I will have to go back to Tallahassee, if that's the case. But that's where he stays at, my stepdad.
He stays in Tallahassee or he stays here? Okay, well, he lives there. That's his house. You can't live there anymore. You can return once to go gather your belongings there, but you're going to have to live somewhere else. Do you understand?
I understand. I had one last question. I'm sorry for pushing your time. So I can be able to fight this because the way he said it is just.
That's something that you're going to want to talk to your attorney about. This is not going to be my case, sir.
So, yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
All right. And sir, if you're on probation, you need to contact your probation officer upon release. So, okay, thank you. All right, good morning, sir. Could you tell me your name? Okay, Mr. Torres, you were arrested and charged with battery, domestic violence. I've reviewed this. I do find probable cause in this matter. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You qualify for pretrial release, which is a non-monetary release, okay, but it does come with conditions. Even if it were a monetary release, it would come with conditions, so. First condition is that you're to have no contact with the named victim in the case, that you maintain separate residences, that you possess no weapons. Anything else, State? Okay.
Hey, Rena.
Sir, I noted that alcohol was involved in this. I'm not going to order that you have no alcohol, but you should take note that your behavior when you're drunk is, you don't want to have a discussion about this. Your behavior when you're drunk might be a little out of control, so it's something for you to take note of, okay? Thank you. You may want to ask your attorney first.
It's not a question.
All right, good morning, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Sheldon Jamal Wallen.
Mr. Wallen, you were arrested and charged with battery, domestic violence. I've reviewed this. I do find probable cause. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you, and you qualify for pretrial release, meaning you don't need to put up any money to be released. However, there are conditions. You have no contact with the named victim, that you maintain a separate residence. If you all were residing together, you can return once, accompanied by law enforcement to obtain your property. Also, that you possess no weapons and you comply with any DCF plan that might be put in place. All right. Good morning, ma'am. Could you tell me your name? Okay, Ms. Young, you were arrested and charged with battery, dating violence. Reviewed this. I do find probable cause. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. And I will set bond in the amount of $500 with the special conditions that you have no contact with the named victim, that you maintain a separate residence, that you possess no weapons, and that's all. Right, sir, can you tell me your name?
Jesus Gonzalez Segarra.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez Segarra, you are here on out-of-county warrants. You have Osceola County warrants. I will stay the bond amounts previously set. Is it no bond? On your out-of-county warrant, on count 1, they set bond at $25,000, count 2, $500, count 3, $500, count 4, $5,000. I will stay those amounts. It hasn't been filed yet, so I'm taking no action on that. Okay. All right, good morning, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Little.
Hey, Mr. Little, you are here for an out-of-county warrant out of Duval County. And on count 1, they have set you at no bond. At count 2, they've set bond in the amount of $5,003. I will stay those bond amounts. Is he here on the other case or no?
No, Your Honor, just.
I
Duval
didn't,
County.
I didn't think
Your
so.
Honor, may we be appointed in the interim before transport?
I'll
He's not
appoint the
transported.
public defender pending your transport to Duval County. That's all. Temporary appointment. All right. Good morning, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Good morning, ma'am. Omar Smith.
Mr. Smith, you're here for an out-of-county warrant from Hendry County. And, oh my goodness. The judge in those cases on count 1 set your bond at $753. On count 2 at $803, and on count 3, $603. I will stay those amounts
Your Honor, actually, those were 3 different warrants.
for 3 different charges.
Yeah, on the first hit teletype, it states it as charges, but when they sent information about he was here and to confirm, they sent it as 3 different warrants. So the
Those are
warrant.
3 different
15
case numbers.
No, he was only served on the 151838 CT case for the $803. The other 2 were placed as holds. They're actually 3 different cases. I can print it out for you.
Well, if there are holds and we don't address them today, what happens?
Yes, you don't address
I don't address them today. So I'm only addressing,
the first,
okay. Well, I'm staying any amounts that they put previously, so I'm not touching another judge's warrants. Okay. So I'll stay the $803 on 151838 CT. I'm just, that's what they're telling me. Okay.
That's crazy.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm just going to put on record, sir, they're showing you have 3 different warrants. They're all out of Hendry County. One is 15-1838 CT. The bond is $803 and it says cash only, which was not noted. Then 17-603 CT. These are all for failing to appear in Hendry County. It's $753, cash only, and then 19-555 MMA for failure to appear. It's set at $603, cash only. I'm going to stay all of those bonds.
No, just orders for the 15. 183K.
I just don't want us to not address something and then he has to come back. And that delays him going to Hendry County. Hendry County will come get you as soon as possible, sir.
May we be appointed in the interim?
We'll appoint the public defender temporarily in the interim. right, good morning, ma'am. Could you tell me your name?
Bergen.
Okay, ma'am, you're here on a violation of probation from Judge Bleckman. He set you at no bond. I'll stay the no bond status. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you.
Can I say one thing? I voluntarily had signed myself up to go to rehab.
Ms. Bergen, there's not going to be anything I'm going to be able to do about this. You're going to need to take it up with Judge Bleckman. Okay, thank you. Okay, good morning, sir. Could you tell me your name? Hey, Mr. Ely, you're here on a violation of community control with Judge Wooten. He set your bond at none. I'll stay the no bond status and appoint the public defender to represent you. That's all. That'll be assigned to you later. Okay. Good morning, ma'am. Could you tell me your name?
Jasmine Alyssa Flores.
Ms. Flores, you're here on a violation of probation in front of Judge Bleckman. He set your bond at none. I'll stay the no bond status and appoint the public defender to represent you. Thank you. All right, good morning, ma'am. Could you tell me your name? Okay, ma'am, you're here on a violation of probation in front of Judge Harris. She has set a bond at $1,000, and I will stay that bond. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. All right, good morning, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Dylan Alexander Hodges.
Okay, Mr. Hodges, you are here on a violation of probation in front of Judge Navarro, and she has set your bond at none. I will stay the no bond status, appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. Okay. All right, good morning, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Jones.
And Mr. Jones, you're here on a violation of probation from Judge Navarro. She set your bond at no bond, and I will appoint the public defender to represent you and stay that amount. Okay. All right, good morning, ma'am. Could you tell me your name? Okay, ma'am, you're here on a violation of probation with Judge Navarro. She set your bond at no bond, and I will appoint the public defender to represent you, staying the no bond status. All right, good morning, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Marcus McCoy.
Okay, Mr. McCoy, you're here on a violation of probation from Judge Navarro. She set your bond at no bond, and I will stay that amount and appoint the public defender to represent you.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, good morning, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Christopher Sims.
Okay, Mr. Sims, you are here on violations of probation on 2 separate cases, and this is with Judge Strobridge. She has set your bond at none. I will stay that amount and appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. All right. Now for the 33-day motions. Richard Stanford Russell III, 22 CF 9011AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Is the 9th. Richard Stanford Russell III, 22 MM 4557, I'm sorry, 4357AO.
Granted.
Okay. Stephen Berkey, 22 CF 9144AO.
Denied, information was filed.
Ebony Mahdi Kent, 22 CF 7962AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Shaquille Vansha Thomas, 22 MM 338AA.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
David Ortiz Arizari, 22 CF 9209AO.
Denied, information was filed.
Jasper Dewan Welch, 22 CF 9279AO.
Denied, information was filed.
Josue Rafael Rios Rivera, 22 CF 8312AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Robert Randall Perry, 22 MM 5289AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Jude Carthy Marcano, 22 CF 9275AO.
Granted, case was no billed.
Dana Crittenden, 22 CF 9203AO.
Denied, information was filed.
Is that everything? All right. Well, that was brief. So what time do y'all want to get started?
An hour? Sure, yeah.
Yeah, 11 will work.
Okay.
Does 11 work for you? Yeah.
Right, sir, you've been charged with battery, domestic violence. Señora, usted se le acusa de agresión física por violencia doméstica. I do find probable cause for your arrest. Determino que existen indicios de criminalidad para el arresto. You do qualify for a bond with PTR conditions. Usted cumple con los requisitos para que se le conceda fianza bajo el programa de libertad, bajo la supervisión del programa de libertad provisional. Your bond will be set at $500. La fianza será $500. PTR conditions will be not to have any contact with listed victim. Las condiciones del programa de libertad provisional son las siguientes. Se le prohíbe todo tipo de contacto con la presunta víctima. You're not to return to 2326 Peppercorn Street. Se le prohíbe regresar al 2326 del Peppercorn Street. You have to maintain a separate residence from the listed victim. Se le prohíbe la convivencia con la presunta víctima. I will give you one-time assistance with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items that you may have. Se le permitirá regresar en una ocasión acompañado de las autoridades para recoger sus pertenencias. You are not to possess any weapons or firearms. Y se le prohíbe la tenencia de todo tipo de armas y armas de fuego. Any other request, State?
No,
Le
Your Honor.
pregunto a la Fiscalía si tienen alguna otra solicitud. No, su señoría. All right, thank you. Muy bien, gracias. Roberto Bolanos de Labos, 22 2058. Sir, I've reviewed the charging affidavit. You've been charged with 3 separate counts. Señores, repasado el documento acusatorio, usted se le acusa de 3 cargos diferentes. First count is petty theft. El primero es de hurto de menor cuantía. Your bond is set at $500. En cuanto a ese cargo, la fianza es de $500. I do find probable cause for that count. Y determino que existen indicios de criminalidad. The second count is resisting an officer without violence, and I do find probable cause. El segundo cargo es de desobedecer a las autoridades. Determino que existen indicios de criminalidad. Your bond is set at $500. La fianza es de $500. The third count is resisting a merchant, and I do find probable cause. El tercer cargo es el de desobedecer a un vendedor. Determino que existen indicios de criminalidad. Your bond is set at $500. Fianza $500. You're not to return to the Home Depot located at 4560 13th Street in St. Cloud, Florida. Se le prohíbe regresar al Home Depot que se encuentra en el 4560 de la calle número 13 en St. Cloud. Now you are out on bond on 22 CF 1320 when you committed this new offense. Usted se encontraba libre bajo fianza en el caso 22 CF 1320 cuando cometió este ilícito. I'm going to revoke your bond. I'm going to set you at 0 at this time. En cuanto a ese caso, se revoca la fianza y se impone prisión preventiva. All right, thank you. Gracias. Luis Torres, 22 CF 2632. All right, Mr. Torres, I reviewed the charging affidavit. It has 3 separate counts. The first one is selling delivery of cocaine within 1,000 feet of a daycare. Señor, he repasado el documento acusatorio. Tiene 3 cargos en su contra. El primero es de venta y entrega de cocaína a menos de 100 pies de un centro de cuidado diurno. I do find probable cause. Determino que existen indicios de criminalidad. Your bond is set at $10,000. La fianza es de $10,000. Count 2 is possession of controlled substance without prescription, which is the alprazolam. El segundo cargo es el de tenencia de sustancias reguladas sin debida receta, el alprazolam. I do find probable cause. Determino que existen indicios de criminalidad. The bond is set at $1,000. La fianza es de $1,000. Third count, possession or use of drug paraphernalia. El tercer cargo, tenencia y o uso de instrumentos para el uso de drogas. I do find probable cause. Your bond is set at $500. Determino que existen indicios de criminalidad. La fianza es de $500. Do not qualify for PTR. Usted no cumple con los requisitos del programa de libertad provisional. But you are not to have any contact with your co-defendant, Maribel González Ramos. Se le prohíbe todo tipo de contacto con la coacusada Maribel González Ramos. You're out on probation for 2009 CF 1695. Usted se encuentra libre bajo fianza en cuanto al caso 2009 CF 1695. I do find an on-view violation of your probation for picking up this new offense. Determino que al haber sido acusado de este nuevo ilícito, usted ha incumplido con los requisitos del régimen de libertad vigilada en tal acusación. Your bond is set at 0 at this time. En ese caso se impone prisión preventiva. All right, thank you. Gracias. All right, let's have Lone Carlos Ayala back up. His case is 22 MM 2057. believe the victim is the one that needs the Spanish interpreter. All right, good afternoon, ma'am. Buenas tardes, señora. Please raise your right hand for me.
Por favor, levante la mano derecha.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Jura y promete decir la verdad, solamente la verdad y nada más que la verdad.
Yes. All right, thank you.
Gracias.
Is your name, is it Lesvia Viera?
Señora, usted es Lesbia Viera.
Lesbia Nogué Viera.
Lesbia Nogué Viera.
Okay, you're the listed victim in this case.
Usted es la víctima de este caso.
Is that a yes?
¿Dijo que sí?
Sí.
Yes.
Do not tell me any facts about the case. I only want to know if you wish to have contact with the defendant.
Señora, no me hable de ninguno de los detalles del caso. Meramente quiero que me diga si usted desea tener contacto con el acusado.
Sí, yo deseo que él regrese a la casa.
Yes, I want him to return home.
Why?
¿Por qué?
Porque yo lo perdono porque no fue una ofensa que él quiso hacer con intención, porque él no está muy bien de su facultad mental.
Because I forgive him. It wasn't an offense that he had an intention of doing. He wasn't in all his senses at the time.
So you are not afraid of him at this time?
Así que entonces, señora, ¿usted no le teme?
No.
No.
And no one's forcing you to come in here and ask me to make sure you have contact with him?
Y nadie le ha pedido o le ha obligado a usted que se presente aquí para solicitarme tener contacto con él.
Nadie me ha obligado, yo he venido voluntariamente.
No one made me come here. I'm here voluntarily.
And he doesn't currently live with you, correct?
Ahora mismo él no vive con usted, ¿correcto?
Sí, está viviendo conmigo.
Yes, he's living with me.
He does live with you?
¿Sí vive con usted?
Sí.
Yes.
Let's just say an incident like this was to happen again. He becomes aggressive towards you. What would you do?
Señora, vamos a suponer que vuelve a ocurrir un incidente similar, que él se torna agresivo en su contra. ¿Qué haría usted?
Hablaría con él para calmarlo o
I would talk to him and try to calm him. I don't know.
So you wouldn't call law enforcement to help you?
Así que no llamaría a las autoridades para que le ayuden.
no.
No.
All right, State, do you have any questions?
¿La fiscalía tiene alguna pregunta?
Has the defendant ever been violent to you in the past?
En el pasado, ¿el acusado se había comportado de manera violenta en su contra?
Nunca.
Never.
Do you believe that his violence was caused by any mental health issues?
¿Usted piensa que esa violencia fue causada por algún trastorno mental?
Sí.
Yes.
Does he have medicine for those mental health issues?
¿Él tiene que tomar medicamentos para esos problemas de salud mental?
Sí.
Yes.
And have you noticed if he has been taking that or is he refusing to take that?
¿Y usted se ha fijado si se los está tomando o se está negando a tomárselos?
Se está negando a tomar.
He is refusing to take them.
I don't have any further questions, Judge.
No tengo más preguntas, su señoría.
What's your position, State, in regards to having contact?
Judge, the state is seeking no contact and no return to maintain separate residences. The defendant's violence appears to be related to a mental health issue that he's refusing to take care of, and the victim has stated that she would not call police if something were to happen in the future. So her safety is at jeopardy here.
Right, defense, would you like
¿Cuál
to?
es?
Sorry.
¿Cuál es la postura de la Fiscalía en cuanto a esto? Bueno, la postura de la Fiscalía es que se prohíba todo tipo de contacto, que se le prohíba regresar a la escena del ilícito y que se les prohíba la convivencia, ya que parece ser que esta agresividad tiene que ver con un problema de salud mental y el acusado está negándose a encargarse del asunto. Ella ha dicho que no llamaría a la policía si esto vuelve a suceder en el futuro y a nosotros nos preocupa la seguridad de ella.
Defense, do you have any questions?
Just one, Your Honor.
Right, you may.
La defensa tiene alguna pregunta, solamente una. Proceda.
Ma'am, if you ever felt like you were physically in danger from your son, would you call the police?
Señora, si usted se siente que está en peligro físico por las acciones de su hijo, ¿usted llamaría a la policía?
Sí.
Yes.
And, Your Honor, that's all the question I have for the alleged victim. And my client is willing to take this medication. That allows him to return home, and he's willing to comply with that.
Esas son todas las preguntas que tengo, su señoría. Quiero dejarle saber que mi cliente está dispuesto a tomarse los medicamentos si es que esto le permite regresar al hogar.
All right, thank you.
Muy bien, gracias.
As to count one, battery, domestic violence, I do find probable cause.
En cuanto al cargo número 1, agresión física por violencia doméstica, determinó que existen indicios de criminalidad.
You do qualify for a bond. It's going to be with mental health PTR.
Usted cumple con los requisitos para una fianza y estará bajo supervisión del programa de libertad provisional en la parte de salud mental.
Your bond is set at $500.
La fianza es de $500.
Part of your mental health PTR is not to have any contact with the listed victim.
Como parte del programa de libertad provisional se le prohíbe todo tipo de contacto con la presunta víctima.
You are to maintain a separate residence from the listed victim.
Se le prohíbe la convivencia con la presunta víctima.
I will give you a one-time assistance with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items that you may have at the home.
Se le permitirá regresar en una ocasión acompañado de las autoridades para recoger sus pertenencias.
You are not to possess any weapons or firearms.
Se le prohíbe la tenencia de todo tipo de armas y armas de fuego.
And I'm going to order that you take all prescribed medication.
Y le voy a ordenar que se tome todos los medicamentos que le hayan sido recetados.
As to count 2, and also no weapons and no firearms.
También se le prohíbe la tenencia de todo tipo de armas y armas de fuego.
As to count 2, which is the resisting arrest without violence, I do find probable cause, and your bond is set at $500.
En cuanto al segundo cargo, desobedecer a las autoridades, determinó que existen indicios de criminalidad y la fianza es de $500.
All right, thank you.
Muy bien, gracias.
All right, thank you, sir. You can take your seat.
Gracias, señor. Puede tomar asiento.
All right, does anyone else need the services of the Spanish interpreter?
Your Honor, the interpreter did not translate that.
Yes, would you like me to make an announcement, Your Honor?
Yes, please.
¿Alguna de las personas que permanecen en la cárcel necesita los servicios del intérprete al español?
Your Honor, I see no hands.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Kevin Pujol. Case number is out of Orange County, 2019 CF 130960. All right, good afternoon, sir. I have an out-of-county warrant from Orange County, and your bond is set at 0 at this time, okay? All right, thank you. John Herget, 13 CF 1658. Marion County warrant, your bond is set at 0 at this time. Julio Reno. Good afternoon. So you have 6 separate cases. It looks like they're all out-of-county warrants. The first one is 17 CF 9184. It's a Hillsborough County warrant. Your bond is set at 0. Your second case, 17 CF 9183. It's a violation of probation out of Hillsborough County. That bond is also set at 0. 17 CF 6322, another violation of probation. That warrant is currently set at 0. 17 CF 6238, another violation of probation out of Hillsborough County. That warrant set at 0. 16 CF 10665, another violation of probation out of Hillsborough County. The warrant set at 0. 16 CF 5896, another violation of probation out of Hillsborough County. That is also set at 0. And then 221532, looks like a failure to appear. That's someone else? Oh, that's attached? Did we do the 6 cases for him? Yes. Okay, all right, that's all that you have. Okay, so that was just attached to his by mistake. Right. Aegis Saran. So your case is the one that's 221532 CT, and that's a failure to appear. That one's out of Marion County, and your bond is currently set at 0 at this time. Okay, so they'll come get you. And, all right, gotta put these together. If he can still hear me, he has another case, which is 221595 CT. It's also out of Martin, Florida, according to this warrant, and he does have a bond. It's $800. Aaron Hay. All right, good afternoon. I received, looks like a VOP affidavit concerning your GPS. I do find probable cause. You're set at 0 bond at this time, okay? Roman Guzman, 22 CF 1260. Good afternoon. You have a failure to appear for an arraignment for Judge Carson, and your bond is set at 0 at this time. Okay?
Arraignment September 21st, 8:30 a.m. Courtroom 4.
Christopher Malave, 22 CF 1303. All right, you failed to appear for an arraignment. You do have a bond. Your bond is set at $1,500. All right, thank you.
Arraignment September 21st, 8:30 a.m. Courtroom 4.
Johan Marin, 17 MM 3296.
Your Honor, Mr. Marin has a private attorney, Mr. Philip Arroyo.
Okay.
I believe he was trying to get in contact with the court to try and appear. I'm not sure if he did that. I just want the court to be aware.
All right, he did not, but this is a bench warrant for a failure to appear for a violation of probation arraignment, and that bond is currently set at 0 at this time. Your attorney can file the appropriate motion if he seeks to have bond reinstated on this case, okay? All right.
VOP arraignment September 22nd, 8:05 a.m. Courtroom 4A.
Michael Sykes.
Your Honor, David Sykes?
I'm sorry, I was looking at just the second paragraph. David Michael Sykes, case 20 CT 583. I received a violation of probation warrant, and it is for several conditions that you have failed to comply with. and your bond is currently set at 0 at this time. Thank you.
VOP arraignment September 22nd, 8:05 a.m., courtroom 4A.
John Edward Vale, 22 CF 2624. Is Mr. John Edward Vale present? V-A-I-L?
Yes, sir, he's gonna, they're bringing him forward.
Okay. Mr. Vale, I received an arrest warrant. It's for count 1, which is burglary to a conveyance. Probable cause has been found. Your bond is set at $3,500. Does he qualify for PTR as well? No? All right. The conditions will be: do not return to the scene of the alleged incident, no contact with the alleged victim, and do not possess any weapons or firearms. Understood?
Yes, can I have the address on the return?
They'll put it on your paperwork, sir.
Okay, I don't have it now.
All right, thank you. Richard Allen Moats, 20 CF 791. I have the other ones. There's only 2, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I have a amended affidavit for a violation of community control. You have a new arrest. You also failed to comply with some other conditions. For this case, I do find probable cause. Your bond is going to be set at 0. You have another amended affidavit violation of community control, 21 CF 157. Do find probable cause. Your bond is going to be set at 0.
For 20 CF 791, 21 CF 157, VOP status hearing, October 25th, 9 a.m., courtroom 4A. VOP hearing, December 1st, 9 a.m., courtroom 4F.
Luis Alonso Vasquez, 22 CF 2628. All right. Take that as a waiver of his appearance. Reviewed his charging affidavit for possession of a controlled substance without prescription. Do find probable cause. Bond is set at $1,000. Count 2 is possession and use of drug paraphernalia. Do find probable cause. Bond is set at $500. Caitlin Beatty, which is 22 CF 2629. Good afternoon. All right, we have the listed victim present. You would be Manuel Del Valle.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Go ahead and raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, tell me your first and last name again.
Bye.
All right, as you heard when I spoke to the last person, don't tell me any facts about your case. I just want to know if you wish to have contact with this defendant.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me why.
We hardly don't fight. It was just that one incident. Things got thrown. That's pretty much it.
So you're not afraid of her at this time? No one's forcing you to come in here to request contact?
No, ma'am.
All right, do you understand that no contact's the only way that the court can protect you at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. If you do wish to seek a civil injunction, you may do so. Did anyone explain that to you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Let's see. Any weapons in the home?
No, ma'am.
All right, State, do you have any questions?
You talked about this a little bit, but has there ever been violence between you and Ms. Beatty before?
No, sir.
Okay. And it's alleged in this case that a kitchen knife was used. Did she ever get close to you with that knife?
No, sir.
Your Honor, we object to that question. Specifically, Your Honor asked to not speak about the facts of the case.
That is correct. So we'll strike that for the record.
I don't have any further questions, Judge.
All right, defense, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, and I take it you are requesting for non-hostile contact?
Yes, ma'am, we would be requesting no hostile contact for Ms. Beatty.
All right, and so you want no contact, correct?
That's correct, Judge.
All right. Reviewing the facts of this case, and because it involves a weapon, specifically speaking, a knife, the court does not feel comfortable allowing contact at this time, especially since this incident just happened. I'm gonna order no contact. You all can certainly modify my no contact in a couple of weeks or maybe a month, but right now it's gonna be no contact at this time, okay? So, Ms. Beatty, you are entitled, I do find probable cause for the battery as well as the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, being the knife. You are entitled you're entitled to a bond with PTR conditions. So as to the battery, your bond is set at $500. Conditions, no contact, no return to the home. You have to maintain a separate residence from the victim at this time. I will give you a one-time assistance with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items that you may have. You're not to consume any alcohol at this time, and you are not to possess any weapons or firearms. Do you understand that? As to count 2, your bond will be set at $5,000. Okay, same PTR conditions as to count 1. Anything, State?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Carlos Gardner, 22 2060. All right, Mr. Gardner, you are charged with loitering or prowling. I do find probable cause for this offense. It says here that you qualify for direct PTR.
Your Honor, that would actually change.
Uh-huh.
It makes a mental health hold for Mr. Gardner.
I'm sorry, it should say a mental health hold?
A mental health hold was made for Mr. Gardner. At this time now, he doesn't qualify.
Understood. So I'll just change that to does not qualify.
Your Honor, based on the mental health hold, we would ask for R&R for this particular crime.
I thought you were going to request that. So I looked at his misdemeanor case, which is 22 1864. I see that you all filed a motion for reasons believing that he's not competent to proceed. And I see that an evaluation was ordered, but it was just ordered as of 9/7/2022. So I don't know for sure if he's competent or not competent, but I can't do a ROR. What I can do is stay the bond at $250. Upon speaking with him, you can certainly do your motion and set it before the assigned judge, and he or she can take care of it.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
You're welcome. Quick question, defense.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, on my PTR sheet, it says he was previously found incompetent. I just want to be correct. I don't see any cases where he was found incompetent. Do we know? Because
Your Honor, I am unaware. Can you?
it doesn't give me a case number. It just says previously found incompetent. So based upon that, what I did is I did my search
Yes, ma'am.
under his name. I didn't see any cases saying that he's incompetent other than the newer case, but the judge hasn't determined that he's incompetent. They just ordered an evaluation to be done.
And Your Honor, what was the case number for that one again?
It's 22 1864.
Thank you.
Your Honor, he was previously found incompetent.
On what case?
20 MM 643.
20 mm 6.
643.
643. Well, that's 2 years ago, so that doesn't help me, but I'll look into it. Just one second.
And in 21 MM 746, he was found mentally unable to stand trial.
Alright, next time, when you write previously found incompetent, can you just please provide the court with those specific cases? Because he has several cases, open or closed. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. I'll, just give me a minute, let me look up these two cases. Madam Clerk, you wanted to say something to me?
I was gonna ask if there were going to be any conditions.
Hold on, I'll let you know. Let me see what's going on here. All right, so I'm looking into 2020 MM 643, and January 14th of 2021, defendant found incompetent to proceed. It was an or tennis motion to dismiss without prejudice. Trying to look for his e-file.
In years in 21 MM 746, it was found incompetent to proceed in August of 2021.
Okay, thank you. It's my second case I'm gonna look into.
And Your Honor, I will get with the attorneys as soon as I get back from the office.
Okay, so 21 MM 746, it looks like there was a motion to dismiss without prejudice due to incompetency filed August 10th of 2022. And it looked like it was officially dismissed and closed out August 26th of 2022. So based upon that, I'll go ahead and grant defense counsel's or tenant's motion for conditional release. And my conditions will be not to return to 1630 East Vine Street, which is a car dealership. He is to take all prescribed medication. He is not to possess any weapons or firearms. He is to stay law-abiding, stay out of trouble, and he is to make sure he attends all evaluations, all appointments with his doctors. Please make sure you also have contact with your attorney, Mr. Gardner, and make all court dates. Understood? All right, thank you, sir. Maribel Gonzalez Ramos, 22 CF 2630. All right, good afternoon. You've been charged with one count of selling cocaine within 1,000 feet of a daycare. I do find probable cause. Your bond is set at $10,000. Please do not return to the scene of the offense. And please do not have any contact with your co-defendant, and that is Luis Torres. All right, thank you. Robert Thomas, 22 CF 2631. Good afternoon. You were arrested for selling, delivering cocaine within 1,000 feet of a worship center. I do find probable cause. Your bond is stayed at $10,000. Please do not return to the area of the scene. You were out on bond on 22 CF 2435 when you picked up this new case. Your bond's gonna be revoked at this time. It's gonna be set at 0. All right, thank you. William Bostic. Case is 22M09. All right, sir, you're arrested for 1 count of drinking in public open container. I do find probable cause. You do qualify for direct PTR. Any objections, state?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and grant the direct PTR. Please do not return to the scene of the offense. And, let's see. This is John Young Parkway. So just don't go to that area for now.
Yes, ma'am.
And please do not drink out in the public. All right.
Your Honor, just for the record, the charges do qualify for direct PTR.
I know.
There are reservations as far as whether or not he will be able to be successful in the program.
Well, you're the one that said he qualified, so you don't want him now?
No, he does qualify based on the charges. I just wanted to put it on the record that, based on his high security, he might not be successful while on the program.
All right, well, Mr. Bostic, I've given you an opportunity to do direct PTR. Make sure you report to them. If you don't, there will be a warrant out for your arrest. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Christian Hamilton, 22MM2062. All right, can he hear me instead of the corrections officer taking him in and out? I could just tell him.
Miss Hamilton can't hear you, Your Honor.
She can?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. She was charged with trespass after warning. I do find probable cause for the arrest. She does not qualify for PTR. Her bond is going to be stayed at $250. She is not to return to 1121 Ohio Avenue.